Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, I am showing you another very powerful new GX card. It is Darkrai GX. Now, this is actually coming from the Sun and Moon 2 Strengthening Expansion Pack, which essentially means it will be in our third Sun and Moon set, which means it will be in our August set, which should be legal for the very first time on the first day of Worlds. Now, Darkrai gets a lot of love in the Pokemon trading card game. We already have the Breakpoint Darkrai in Standard that's really, really good, and in Expanded we have the Dark Explorers Darkrai EX, which is really, really good. Now, to rush through the basics, because we know this quite a lot already, because of course Darkrai sees a lot of play. Dark type's only really good for taking down Trevenant in Expanded. Weakness to fighting is awkward because of stuff like Zygarde and Persimmon. And resistance to Psychic is always good. The fact that he is a basic Pokemon means you can use Fighting Fury Bout to up the HP and damage, and it means you can use Max Elixir to accelerate energy onto him, as these Darkrai, these Speed Darkrai decks, which are so good at the moment, already do. Now, on to the new stuff. The first attack is good. It's nothing special, it's nothing spectacular, but it's pretty good. 130 damage, not affected by resistance. It's your standard 2-hit KO attack. A lot of these Pokemon now do 130 for free energy. It's very standard. The thing that makes it good is that it is not affected by resistance. One of the big things at the moment people are doing to try and counter these dark decks is to play things like Mega Gardevoir and take advantage of the resistance. Now, here's the thing. Breakpoint Darkrai, you just pile energy onto your board and just keep doing damage. This Darkrai you don't. So Darkrai from Breakpoint still seems like generally the better attacker, and he still should be doing more damage. But against something like a Mega Gardevoir deck, time you build in resistance, in order to get a 2-hit KO, you need 6 energy on the board. 6 energy is 120, and the 20 base and the resistance cancel each other out. So that means that it's a lot of energy to get a 2-hit KO. 5 energy on the board means you do 100, not a 2-hit KO. Whereas this Darkrai, for free energy, can get a 2-hit KO on Mega Gardevoir. So, certainly against these decks that have resistance, this could be a valuable tool, and against something like a Mega Gardevoir, if you really want to try and get a 1-hit KO, you're going to be needing 12 energy. 240, and again, the base 20 and resistance cancel each other out. So you're probably not getting a 1-hit KO on Mega Gardevoir. This is efficiently 2-hit KOing much better. The Breakpoint Darkrai is still a better attacker in a lot of matchups. This is a very standard attack, but when you're not able to get a 1-hit KO, this can maybe get 2-hit KO slightly better. But I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. It's the ability here which is super, super exciting. Resurrection. Once during your turn, if this card is in your discard pile, you may play this card to your bench and attach 1 energy from your discard pile to Darkrai. This is absolutely ridiculous. Does anyone remember the Ho-Oh EX from Dragons Exalted? Because I know I do. And here's the thing. Dragons Exalted Ho-Oh needed a coin flip. This one doesn't. This one just comes straight out. Now, it's only 1 energy, but 1 energy can be enough. It means you don't have to search for your attacker. He comes straight out of the discard. It means he's already got an energy on him. So once he's in the discard, this, in essence, becomes a 2 energy attack. And 2 energy for 130, that is really, really good. Now, you could use Energy Switch here, resurrect the Darkrai, and then switch the energy round to other Pokemon. That could be fun. What you could do fantastically in Expanded, and this is a card which is really good in Expanded, you can use Battle Compressor. You play 2 Battle Compressor, discard 3 Darkrai and 3 Dark Energy, resurrect them all, and all of a sudden you've got an extra free energy attachment and you've got your free Darkrai out in a single turn. It's crazy! And then you combine it with cards like in Expanded Dark Patch, and in Standard or Expanded Max Elixir, and now all of a sudden you're getting this free energy attack rather easily. I mean, imagine on turn 1, if you can play an Ultra Ball, discard a Darkrai and an energy, you can search for something like a Shaman, And then you've still got the Darkrai and the energy back. You can discard a Pokemon and an energy with an Ultra Ball, and then that Pokemon is on the bench with that energy attached. It's ludicrous. So option number 1, you can just use Energy Switch to switch it around to other things. Option number 2, you can use something like Elixir or Dark Patch to get it on the board. Option number 3, we can use this to just support the Breakpoint Darkrai. Remember, the Breakpoint Darkrai does an extra 20 damage for every energy of a Darkrai on your bench. On your field, in fact. So if you can get 4 of these Darkrai resurrected, that's an extra 80 damage. That builds up very quickly. And the option to do an extra 80 damage using abilities is absolutely ludicrous. 4 resurrections, 80 extra damage in a single turn. It means that when your Pokemon get KO'd, when your energy gets knocked off the board, you can recover it more easily. People have been playing Experience Share in these Darkrai decks to recover the energy. This is just another way. Speed Dark is already one of the best decks in the format, and using this card purely as an energy acceleration makes it better. And that's before you take into account the attack that we've just talked about, and the amazing GX attack, because oh yeah, Speed Darkrai didn't have a good GX attack, now it does. Dead End GX, 2 dark and a colourless. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, that Pokemon is knocked out. Now this reminds me of Lunala GX's GX attack, except that was on a stage 2 and that only KO'd basics. This is on a basic and it KOs anything. Now you do have to have them affected by a special condition, and there are some options here. Number 1, you could play something like Poison Barb. I've seen this suggested, I don't love it, because Poison Barb is a Pokemon tool, and then when you attack into it you get poisoned, link in the description. But you know what, you need Fighting Fury about here, it's just better. Option number 2, Salazzle. When you evolve, your opponent's active Pokemon is burned and poisoned, but this is a one-shot deal, it only works once, you've got to find it at the right time, etc. I'm not a huge fan here. However, my very favourite option is Hypno. Now you do put yourself to sleep, so you'd have to use something like Chaos Tower or All Night Party to prevent that. And this could actually be really awkward, because if you're resurrecting all these Darkrai's, you may be wishing to play Skyfield as your chosen stadium, so that you've got enough bench space to get all of these bad boys out. But you need to play something like one of these stadiums, or even just a switch or an escape rope, put yourself to sleep, and then switch your escape rope into the Darkrai that's got the energy on the bench. And that's probably here the better option. Use Hypno, put yourself to sleep with a Breakpoint Darkrai, and then switch into a Darkrai GX. And then you can just get a one-hit KO on literally anything. That is crazy. Now I know having to put a 1-1 Hypno line in your deck is awkward. This is why I want to use Switch and Escape Rope, so I don't have to waste more space with things like All Night Party. But it has so much utility here that it's worth the 2 bench spaces. Number 1, of course, this GX attack can one-hit KO anything. And you don't have a great GX attack in Darkrai. Most people use Tauros, if anything. This can literally one-hit KO anything. And I know I've said that a couple of times because it's an important point. Oh, Mega Gardevoir with energy on that, it's gone. Mega Rayquaza, no, it's gone. Anything they've got which is a threat, you can just go ahead and KO. Alright then, sounds like fun. The other thing is here, don't forget that the Breakpoint Darkrai also benefits from having your Pokemon asleep with its Dark Head ability. And that's what helps even more here, because now you've got access to Dark Head, which just does 160 for free energy, which of course is actually more than Darkrai GX does as standard. This is why Hypno's such a good option. At the moment, people aren't playing Hypno because it's not worth it just for Dark Head, but it is worth it for Darkrai GX instant one-hit KO at one point during the game, and you get Dark Head. And let's not forget that you've always got the option here of just putting your opponent's Pokemon to sleep. So if you're having to two-hit KO them, but you can put them to sleep so they don't wake up in between the two-hit KO, that sounds pretty good for me. Now, I've gushed about Darkrai GX just about enough for one day, but really, ladies and gentlemen, this is an exceptional card. Breakpoint Darkrai is already one of the best decks in the format, and all this does is give it extra energy acceleration, a cool new attack, and a GX attack that it's really, really going to want to use. It is awesome. I cannot stress that enough. Now, I believe I'm going to have to make it 2 days in a row. I think this is a 5 WOSY card. I was thinking of giving it between 4 and 5, but the attack is good, the ability is utterly amazing, and the GX attack is so useful in so many situations. Plus, of course, it's a basic and it slots into one of the best decks in the format already. Little bit ludicrous. I want to know, why does Darkrai get all the love? Where's my Mamoswine GX? Now, you know the deal, ladies and gentlemen. There is a comment section. Go nuts, be nice. There are buttons to both like this video and subscribe to this channel. I would be delighted if you would use them both. You can follow me on Twitter @TheWossy, and the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.